welcome to yesterday at the AFCON and a preview of matches for January 16, 2024 at the ongoing 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. My name is Ashalolu Afemi. We welcome all our fans across the world. I hope you're having a fantastic time at the ongoing competition in Cote d'Ivoire. James Agberibi is here. James, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Femi. Happy to be here.
Of course, yesterday in Group C, records already, 2 red cards in 2 matches in Group C. That has set up something interesting about the group. James, let's get started. Of course, I think we overestimated the Gambia going into this game, you know. They were just all over the place in the 3-0 defeat to Senegal.
Well, I was surprised. You know, I told you yesterday that it's going to be a close encounter because of maybe local rivalry, but I think we spoke too early. I don't know, maybe the red card too contributed to that. But even before the red card, Senegal had already scored, so maybe the scoreline would have been low margin. But I think the red card now, Senegalese opportunity to just kill them off, you know, which they did. So what is not a bad, not a good way to start a major tournament, especially knowing the fact that they are still going to face the likes of Cameroon and Guinea. You know, so I think kudos to the Senegalese. At least they took opportunity to at least kick off the competition in a very bright way, and so congrats to them. And don't know if Gambia will be able to come out of this. I doubt, because it's not going to get easier from here on.
I think the 3-0 is a big blow to their confidence already. And Senegal, they've made a huge statement so far. So anyone ready to challenge them for their title, it seems they're ready to defend their title. James, does the result make Senegal a clear favorite in Group C, or is too early to conclude?
I think they've sent a signal to everybody that they are here for business. And so far, they are the only team who have scored the highest number of goals. You know, so you know, going into the tournament, they've been tipped as the hot favorite, and they've given us an idea. You know, give us something to think about, that they're not going to surrender their title just like that. Anybody who's thinking of, you know, overthrowing them will have to work hard for it. So it's a good way to start the tournament, and let's just hope that they keep up to it, you know, because you want the best teams to stick around to bring the excitement of the competition. So that's exactly what they did against the Gambians.
Okay, James, considering or bearing in mind the level of the opposition, will you say that Senegal seems to still have the passion and the hunger to defend their title, or we have to wait until they face the likes of Cameroon in their second game before we can actually make that statement emphatic?
I think they have the intention of defending the title. I believe they will go into every match with that mindset. So until they may be at the end of the day, they now meet a team that will now take them out. But with what they did, I mean, it shows that the intent is there. And so let's wait and see. Shouldn't jump the gun yet. Find they defeated Gambia, who we thought maybe we'll give them a good run for their money on. Maybe the red card too played a huge part. But maybe by the time they start meeting the other tougher opponents,
top teams,
we'll now know if truly they are in to win it, or we are going to see a new champion.
Okay, for Cameroon, of course, we saw Andre Onana. He arrived at Yamoussoukro yesterday, but it couldn't be, it was too late to be part of the game against Guinea. James, we talked about this game yesterday in our preview, and we knew that Guinea was going to cause the Indomitable Lions some problems. Would you say that the red card to the Guinean captain helped Cameroon to get back into the game, because it seems the Guineans were ready for a victory, despite the fact that they were even missing Serhou Guirassy in that encounter?
I think the red card changed the complexion of the game. Without that red card, I don't think Cameroon would have come back into that game. for a team that got a player sent off in the first half and they were still able to hold on to the end. I mean, what if the player was
captain for that matter, even
exactly? So it was a dogged performance from Guinea, and I think it was a luck for me. I think it was a lucky escape for Cameroon because if a team that went one man down could still earn a point, I mean, Femi, just imagine if it was 11 against 11. I mean, that would have. I mean, for me, I think Guinea would have taken that game. The red card played a huge part. So, but a good one. They were able to nick a point against Cameroon, not just any team, against Cameroon. So kudos to them, and I believe that they're going to build on that performance.
Okay. Before we leave Cameroon, were you disappointed with the performance of the Gobeson's boys? And do you think that they actually missed Vincent Abubakar in that game?
Yeah, for me, we said it that Vincent's absence will be felt because he's the only player they have now that knows this way to go. I think if you put him side by side with Choupo-Moting, you still pick him ahead because even if he's not scoring, he's creating. So I think it means that vocal point, that person that will get the opportunity and do something out of nothing. Remember the way he scored that wonderful goal against Egypt in the 2017 edition. So that was the kind of player they missed. So that player that will give them that end product, he was just not there. They huffed and puffed and did all they could, but nothing came out of it, and they will be very disappointed. I mean, this is a big way to get a 3 point because their next game is against Senegal, and you know how difficult that is going to be. But I mean, they go into that game with say they win. I mean, a draw won't be a bad idea, but now they have to go there and try and get something. They must not lose that game so that they will not stare elimination in the face.
And of course, because Guinea will be facing the Gambia, and Guinea might likely fancy their chance. They will be up with 4 points. And if Cameroon do not get anything in that game against Senegal, that is going to be very, very dicey for Rigobert Song. James, let's talk about the final game on the night, Algeria, Angola. Did you see that coming? 1-1, it ended. When I saw the Algerians scored early in the game, I thought it was going to be just like what we saw in Egypt versus Mozambique game. But we found out that the Angolans, they rallied back into the game and they got the equalizer. Were you disappointed also in the Algerians? Because I was expecting that with the pedigree they have, they should be they would be a head and shoulder above Angola.
Femi, when we did the preview yesterday, I said I predicted a draw, if I'm not mistaken.
I remember. Yeah.
This Algerian team, they are not the same team you cannot compare them to the team of 2019. After they won the AFCON, it's like something broke when they didn't qualify for the World Cup. The manner in which they got knocked out by Cameroon. So I think something left that team because their last appearance at the AFCON 2021, it was a shambolic affair. Now you expect them to maybe do something against Angola, but they still had to settle for a draw. So for me, I think this team, there's something missing in the team. Which you might not come as a surprise because I think it should be a team in transition now. After this, if they don't go far, we'll see a lot about this team in terms of the coaching crew. Maybe they have to reshuffle the pack because most of the players are not the same anymore. So they have big decisions to make. So let's see how things pans out and if they can bounce back from this disappointments.
You rightly took that on my mouth because I was going to talk about that. It was almost the same faces we saw at the 2019 edition. You have Ismail Benatia, who was the MVP of that tournament. Then you have, Riyad Mahrez, and including the guy that even got their goal. So it seems the team has failed, or maybe Coach Jamel has failed to integrate younger players who have the energy and the passion to play for the national team.
Yes. I know I told you that they got to the final of the CHAN, which they lost to Senegal. But the CHAN is not the AFCON. But I believe there should be players from that team that I want to believe he included. But it's not easy for coaches to just try and bring on board home-based players. It's a very tricky affair because, like I said, this is a major tournament. You cannot compare it to to the CHAN. And so I think you just have to put his thinking cap now, because drawing against Angola, though it's not a bad result, but you expect Algeria to at least take the point, take all 3 points, but they have to settle for a draw, and they just have to go back to the drawing board and see what they can come out with in their next game. But I tell you, Femi, this team is a team in transition.
Okay. Of course, we hope that Algeria will qualify. Else, it will be interesting to see what the Algerian FA will decide about Coach Jamel, because he has extended his contract until 2026. James, let's talk about, of course, the second game in, of course, Group D, where the Algeria and, of course, Angola kicked off yesterday. Today, we are Burkina Faso and Mauritania. And James, on paper, you want to give it to Burkina Faso, but what we saw in Egypt and Mozambique, which has become almost a reference point for almost every preview now in the AFCON, you have to be careful.
Yes, you have to be careful. You know that if you don't do the needful, the so-called minus will drag you down. Just like what we were trying to cut some slacks for Gambia, that maybe that red card played an impact. So Mauritania too. So Burkina Faso, I believe they will be aware of what's happening in the tournament. So you just have to go all out, because the other opponent in the group drew. So it's an opportunity for them to try and nick this one, so that they can secure draws. At least it should be enough for them to progress into the group knockout stage. Because teams that have to kick off the competition with very difficult opponents, we've seen the outcome of their games. But there are still minutes in football, Femi. Don't let us deceive ourselves. There are still minutes. Depending on about it, Senegal showed us that there are still minutes. Fine, you might see the red card, but they did the business. So you have to take care of what is put in front of you. So Mauritania, they are not a powerhouse. They are among the minutes in African football. So it's now left for Burkina Faso to take care of business.
But we cannot discountenance the possibility of maybe an upset in this game, James. Will a draw? Will a draw be an upset for you?
Yes, it will. Especially if you look at the pedigree of Burkina Faso. They are not a small fry when it comes to the AFCON. Put them side by side with Mauritania. So you want to, on paper, you say Burkina Faso should take this one, and I expect them to do enough to take this. It's Mauritania. Fine, they will put up a good fight. It's the first game. First games are always difficult, But I want to believe they have enough to secure all 3 points.
I hope Mauritania will show that they are just more than a tourist center in Africa. Just let's talk about the second game for today. That is Tunisia versus Namibia. What do you think we should be expecting in this game? You would expect Tunisia to overrun the South African side, but you can't just tell. We've seen in this competition that if you are playing against a minor, so to say, and you do not do your job, you could make them look like Brazil or even Italy.
Yeah, I want to believe the Tunisians are taking note of what's happening, especially their fellow North African brothers, Egypt, who we are so close. It was so close for them to lose against Mozambique. So they know that going to today's game is going to be a tough one. But I'll still tip Tunisia. I don't want to believe that they are going to go the way of Egypt and Algeria. I think they should be able to take care of business against Namibia. It's going to be a tough one. Yeah, will make life difficult for them. Because they want to take, they want to replicate what these other teams have been doing, the so-called minors. So it's going to be very tough one. But I think Tunisia will do enough, having at the back of their mind that the likes of Egypt and Morocco drop points against teams you expect them to beat. So I think Tunisia should do enough. Even this 1-0,
Okay.
just get the 3 points on board so that at least the pressure will be off.
Okay, James, what I have noticed in this competition is, I remember yesterday you also talked about you praised CAF for extending for increasing the number of participating teams, as well as saying that it has given a lot of smaller teams the opportunity to shine. Now, what I've noticed in this competition is that the so-called minors have been meticulous in their strategy going into every game. We saw that from well, I don't know if I should say Guinea-Bissau or minors, but I saw that in the game against Equatorial Guinea versus Nigeria, because Nigeria is a population of about 200 million, over 200 million people, and you have Equatorial Guinea, that there are less than 2 million people. We saw that. Then Cape Verde versus Ghana is another game. Then Mozambique versus Egypt is another game. One thing, like I said, one thing that I've noticed in the so-called minors is that they have been meticulous. They always go into each of these games with a game plan, and Tunisia have to be wary of this game.
Yes, all this the minors. The one bad thing about them playing against them is you hardly know anybody, so you don't know who you're going to when you're trying to come up with your own strategy. You don't know that player that you're going to like give special treatment. They play as a unit, so that's why it's difficult when you come up against a well-drilled side. They have everything to prove. They want to show that they too they can play football, so they will give 150%, especially when they come up against the heavyweights. They're ready to run from the blast of the whistle to the end. They are going to do everything.
Give everything,
They're going to defend, everything. So it's always difficult when you come up against teams like that. You have to be extra, very, very good to take them out. So maybe in subsequent, as the competition, because one thing about them that I've come to realize, all these minus, from the beginning you see them flying, but when they get deep into the tournament, all eyes and the pressure start coming in, they will just fizzle out. So it's good for the competition. It's good that we have teams who put up good fights, who make the competition interesting. I mean, who would have believed that Ghana will lose to Cape Verde or Egypt will draw against Mozambique? So it's only the fans from those countries that will be unhappy. But the neutrals, I mean, they were enjoying it. They will definitely enjoy it because that's the kind of that's not your team that So good one for the minnows, but let's see whether they'll be able to continue in that performance, because I'm telling you, all eyes will be on them now. Every big team will take them serious, do everything possible to take them out.
Okay. James, the journey begins for Ugo Bruce and his boys today when they take on Mali. That is not going to be easy, James. Ugo Bruce is one manager that you have a lot of spotlight will be on him. He's vastly experienced on the continent, but today that game is not going to be easy for Bafana.
No, what a way to start your tournament. While the likes of Nigeria, Egypt, Ghana, Algeria, Senegal, they had for me, they had an easy opening game, except for some that failed to take opportunity. Playing against Mali, it's going to be a tough one for Ugo Bruce and his wards and his players. Mali, they are always a tricky customer, and it's going to be a serious battle. You remember what Senegal said about the South African team, that they have one of the best leagues, but they are not firing on all cylinders, which means the way they've gone down when it comes to football in Africa, it's so alarming. And each time they go into the tournament, you hardly hear them as one of the top favorites, and now they're going to start this tournament against Mali. So it's good. They have their work cut out. I don't know how they're going to go about it, but I know that they're going to put up a good fight. So, but I will tip Mali. Just slightly edge it. If Mali, if they don't get the result, they like the win. I see a draw, maybe a score draw.
Okay, it will be interesting to see what South Africa and Ugo Bruce. I know a lot of pressure will be on Pesitao, Robert Williams. South Africa, that's one thing. They have a very good goalkeeper in Robert Williams, and there'll be a lot of pressure on Percy Tau to actually deliver for the Bafana Bafana. We wish all the teams playing today at the ongoing 2023 AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire all the best. James, before we go, let's take your prediction. South Africa, Mali, what are you looking at?
I think I'll go with Mali 1-0, 1-0.
Okay, then you expect Tunisia to.
But I think my prediction for yesterday, I think I only got one.
Yeah.
I think I got two, if I'm not mistaken. I got the game.
I was sure about Angola, Algeria. Yeah, I remember you said it was going to be a draw, one or thereabout. Okay, let's take for Tunisia, Namibia.
Tunisia 2-0 or 2-1. Let me say 2-1. Because of the difficulty of games, yes. Tunisia 2-1.
Okay, Burkina Faso, Mauritania.
Yeah, I'll go with the Burkina Faso 2-0.
Okay, all right. So, of course, those are well taken. So, tomorrow we'll see whether you are the new Paul the Octopus. Though the AI predicts matches every day, but let's see if you will get that right. Unfortunately, Kyle Dogundare still couldn't join us today. He's still a bit under the weather. We wish him a quick recovery. Please, our fans, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Please click on that notification button so that you get the videos as soon as they drop right there. James Agrebi, thank you for your time on the show today. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure for me. See you tomorrow.
And our fans across the world, once again, thank you so much for your company on the show today. We'll see you all tomorrow when we come with another looking at the games that will be played today, and of course, looking forward to the matches that will be taking place on Wednesday. I remain Asha Lulu Afemi. We'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.